Hi Virgo, thank you for joining me for your February 2018 forecast. I'm excited to be here. It's time to reinvent yourself, right? It's eclipse season, so let's do this. I'm using a new tarot deck in addition to the new vibes, but this is the Aleister Crowley Thoth deck. It's not new in print, but it's new to me. I was inspired to purchase this by recommendation of a client that I read for a few months back. And I'll be shuffling this beautiful intuitive deck throughout the astrological portion, but it is eclipse season, so let's get to it. On the 31st of January, we're coming into February after receiving a full super blue moon eclipse, total lunar eclipse, in Leo at 11 degrees. And I don't mind this for you, but you are closing the door, Virgo, on something big. And it's a full culmination for you, and here's why. This eclipse, prior to February beginning, occurs in your 12th house of closure, and the house of the undoing, the unraveling, and completion, endings, the sector of release and letting it go. So you really feel the desire to put an end to a sector of your life, a completion. It could even be you're entering the second half of life or closing the door on an old way of life that's been occurring for a long period of time, over a decade. And you're able to go into February with goals in the partnership sector. Effective the 10th of February, Venus enters Pisces. And this planet of attraction and romance and beauty is entering the 7th house of marriage and soulmates. So single Virgos could be meeting someone. Actually, any Virgo could be meeting somebody. Whether or not you can be married twice at the same time is another story, because this is the marriage sector. This is something deep. This is soulmate connection, and Venus is here bringing in the right attractions to you and for you. So there could be a love interest brewing in February for Virgo and Virgo rising. And please watch your ascendant, because it's actually more accurate for the astrology. The ascendant depicts the first chart in your natal house, on your natal chart, sorry. So you want to start with your ascendant if you're lucky enough to know the time of your birth, then watch your sun sign, and then watch your moon sign. Just after Valentine's Day, if you celebrate that, happy Valentine's Day. On the 15th, we have our new moon partial eclipse at 27 degrees of Aquarius. So, the new regimen and new order in the 6th house of work, health, regimen, well-being, routine, your practices. This is a perfect time for Virgo to implement a structure into how you are taking care of yourself. A new diet, a new plan of attack. Virgo loves a plan, okay? Because Mercury's your ruling planet, and you need order. You like structure, and you like structure to repeat itself. So creating a diet and an exercise regimen and a health routine that works for you has the potential to stick for a minimum of 6 months if you begin this on the 15th of February. So consider that. Are there modes or practices that you aren't using in your health that you should be in the health department? Have you always wanted to take acupuncture or use acupuncture, but you haven't? If you need to rearrange what it is you are eating and see a nutritionist, do so. And you don't have to do this on the 15th. In fact, if you're going to see doctors, I recommend doing that from the 16th on, or maybe even the 17th on, when Mercury moves into Pisces. There's more details in your partnerships or who you're getting involved with. So get the diet and the regimen and the exercise habits in order, and then prepare for your 7th house to be reinvigorated here with Venus and Mercury conjunct. And then on the 18th, the sun enters Pisces as well. But what they're also conjunct to in the soulmate sector is Neptune. And they're in conjunction with Neptune. And this creates a little bit of a nebulous discernment to your partnerships. So you want to take your time assessing if this person is marriage potential or not, because Neptune has you believing everything that they tell you and believing in them when maybe you don't really need to. And the rose-colored glasses, trying to patch things up and put things together in a nice little pretty box, that's what Neptune wants you to do, but I don't feel like that would resonate with your soul. And not everyone is meant to be in the partnership sector forever. With all of this Piscean energy in the 7th house, all of these personal planets, Neptune, Mercury, the Sun, visiting here, it's great for online dating. It's great for looking your best and attracting potential relationships to you. If you are looking for the right person to invest in your business or to go in half on a business endeavor, this is a very positive month. Just do so outside of the eclipse period. Don't want to do it in between the two eclipses. So after the 15th, it has more stability. All of this watery energy in Pisces is trining Jupiter in Scorpio. So there's an expansive energy to all of this 7th house and 3rd house for you. You are expanding the sector of how you communicate for the full year, even writing and publishing. Some of you might write books regarding your soulmate experience, or some of you could be published through partnership. Your editor is the person in the 7th house, something like that. Romance novels, erotica, all of that could be applied here. Ebooks, online books or courses. It's time to publish things with belief and excitement. I really do want to get to the tarot. I'm just feeling the desire to pull the cards. If you'd like to book with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. You can select your desired reading length via the PayPal button, and I'll get back to you in an email to set that up. I also am taking a moment to pay homage to Aleister Crowley. In this Thoth deck, I received a quote of his that I was connected with, and I'd like to read it to you now. Once in a blue moon, I like to give props to artists or illustrators or tarot readers, psychics, great thinkers who have inspired me. So this is the quote that I'd like to say regarding him. The tarot is a pictorial representation of the forces of nature as conceived by the ancients according to a conventional symbolism. At first sight, one would suppose this arrangement to be arbitrary, but it is not. It is necessitated by the structure of the universe, and in particular of the solar system, as symbolized by the Holy Kabbalah. And I found that to be poignant and perfected in the expression of the relationship between the tarot and our solar system. I treasure astrology and the science of our universe, and the tarot as all strong tools of metaphysical symbolism. And in 1938, Aleister started the concept of this tarot deck and didn't finish until 1942 with the help of Lady Frida Harris, who was the painter and illustrator of the deck and did the co-work with him. So I wanted to put that out there, and now I'll read the cards. I'm getting some strong intuitive vibes from this tarot deck already. The first card for Virgo, 5 of Wands. It says strife at the bottom, and I know it's eclipse season. We're going through it, and you're not alone if you are feeling tense. This is a card of tension, and maybe a card of looking back too much, a little bit of regret. Don't suffer if you don't have to. Your mind can play tricks on you, and your mind doesn't really know what's best. Your gut does, your instincts do. The mind knows nothing but to run and run and run and run. And this feels like a stressful card, and a card of regret. Keep in the present moment, Virgo. You have the 6 of Wands right after, victory. This is accomplishment. It's a card of attainment, goal reaching. It's almost the card of the prodigal son coming home and returning with his bounty. And you might be praised or honored or receiving some type of award, Virgo, or just feeling the sense of accomplishment internally. And that could have a lot to do with a relationship. It could have a lot to do with putting an end to something that wasn't powerful enough for you. It could have to do with having the strength to implement a routine or regimen in your health arena, which isn't easy to do and to stick to. It's easy to do it for one day, but can you keep up? Let's see what else is here. 8 of discs, 8 of coins. Prudence. Well, the 8 of coins is mastering your skill set and climbing up the tree of success. And it's a lucrative card. It's a card of generating prosperity and being skilled to do so. So it's your time to earn. If you're into editing or journalism or writing, any form of communication or study or acting, it's time to shine. The last card is the Princess of Wands. This is a beautiful fire card of movement. And it could even mean relocation or travel and the inspiration to get moving. Messages can come into play when the princess appears, similar to the page in the tarot. The Page of Wands has a very quick message to deliver, and it could even be a nudge that you need to go somewhere, or you're inspired to go make your mark somewhere. And if you haven't been on a trip in a minute, Virgo, or you haven't really taken the chance to travel, consider taking a quick jaunt in February after the eclipse period. And in general, try to avoid driving or risk-taking on the actual eclipse days, and generally 2.5 days before, 2.5 days after. It's not the time to start to learn how to fly an airplane on the eclipse. So, but you can get in your car and go to the beach or the desert for a minute, and everything will be all right. You start the reading on a card that suggests you're coming down from an experience, and it could be emotional, it could be hard-hitting, and cause that strife that came up in the 5 of Wands. And you could feel the need that you have to defend yourself too. But then you have victory and the 8 of coins. You'll make it. You'll do whatever you need to do to climb the tree of prosperity. And I have faith in you, so should you. Thank you, Virgo. I appreciate you spending your time here with me. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.